What's going on, guys? Dylan, SDR Whisperer here. Got another student spotlight with my boy Vincent. Good to hop on a call with you, dude. How you doing?
Good, man. It's it's bright and sunny, feeling the summertime, so just feeling pumped to be here. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's only 1 o'clock for you. It's probably mid-afternoon. What's the weather like over there now?
Just south of Seattle, it's starting to clear up a little bit. We had a little bit of a heat wave last week. Got down to the coast and just got back to town here and probably gonna hit the pool a little bit after our combo here.
What's a heat wave for there?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I have lived in Vegas in the past, so like a heat wave is like probably 90 plus here.
There you go. There you go. Awesome, dude. Well, let's get into it. So tell everyone that's watching this video who is Vincent, and kind of where you're at today.
Yeah, man. So I actually started in food service. I've been at the helm of top to the bottom line in a lot of hospitality, whether it's like commercial dining or catering, fine dining. That's where my basis in sales really comes from over the last 20 years. I've done over a few $1 million in top line revenue for various organizations regarding to that. And then more recently, in the past few years, I've done some affiliate marketing online. Just kind of dabbling on money Twitter and crypto Twitter, and really just realizing that sales is so integral to every interaction, and ended up coming across your page through some of the client ascension feeds, and just getting involved with SDR Whisperer to up my game with the sales.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad you found us. Yeah, you've been a great piece of the community, always showing up on calls, active. Love to see it. So in the food hospitality space, what were you doing like sales wise? Were you like selling like commercial stuff? Was it like supplies? Was it food? What was that?
Well, every operation is, ordering every day. So you're talking to suppliers, you're dealing with supply side issues, like, say you can't get a certain type of product you're looking for. So you're constantly looking for reasonable substitutes. And then you're dealing with labor issues. You're dealing with, demand that is unpredictable at times. And specifically, there was one operation that was it was corporate dining. So we had thousands of transactions daily, but it was a captive audience, so you'd see a lot of the same people. And then there was catering operations that would satellite out from one central location to others, so you had the logistics involved with that. And then another operation that I worked for was strictly a fine dining in a financial services building, and that was actually on the East Coast, and where I started to cut my chops and kind of learn the money side, in addition to what it takes to give good customer service and deliver phenomenal results.
Nice. So how has that industry experience translated into more of like high ticket online money Twitter type sales?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely with the high ticket sales, is everyone pretty much knows what they want or what they need, and knowing how to have good communication skills in order to discover and get the data out of that is really a matter of just making a good personal connection and doing your research and just being genuine. Honestly, I feel like I thrive more often than not when I'm just who I am, instead of worrying about a script. But as you've said before, just have a good framework and know where to take those cues in order to deliver the result that both sides are expecting. So it's a win-win. And it's especially more important with that high ticket element, because then you've got lots of money on the line, like a commitment, a monthly commitment, or services that have to get delivered. So just like with food, it's a product and a service. So you have to approach your sales process in the same way. It's a product and a service. So I felt it was a really good segue for me to be able to kind of step out and feel confident getting involved in that respect.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's interesting. Always moving from, I've done a lot of different industries myself, right? I was door to door, I did car sales, enterprise, high ticket, software sales, startup sales, and you pick up good habits and bad habits across different industries. And just learning to speak with more people is really like the name of the game in sales. The more different personalities you can learn to sell to, understand what people want to hear, need to hear, that's really where you start to like hit your stride. So given your extensive background joining the program, what was the biggest benefits that you saw inside SDR Whisperer?
So like SDR Whisperer right off the bat, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. It's you, Jake, and Sam, just having that straight line communication and that coaching is so integral to building yourself up, especially if you're not feeling confident in that part of that process, and just like really digging in and trusting in the process of what's available. For me specifically, because I want to feel like a semi-pro almost right off the bat. So if I don't, then I get down on myself. But being able to like come to the Tuesday mindset call and be like, all right, yeah, we're reading this book. These are the good points that we're going over. You guys need to just don't overcomplicate things. Just focus on having a good conversation, focus on hearing what the person has to say, showing up to the calls, getting in role plays with some of the other students, or even just having a DM touch base with them. Hey, what are you working on? What issues did you go through this week? That network ability with like-minded individuals that are in the same field, especially if you're coming from another field like myself, that's been the biggest help, because I can review the coursework. If there's something that I feel rough on, I can send you guys a DM. I can do my research and say, hey, what type of AI tools or what type of prospecting tools are you guys using? So we can keep on the cutting edge and be successful together, right? So the entire premium aspect of the SDR Whisperer and the entire homework process and all of that framework that you guys have put so much work into it's everything. Basically, it's really everything, and you get out of it what you put into it and what you're willing to like eat.
Yeah, you make a good point. And like I feel like if anyone's watched multiple of these student spotlights, like that's like a strain that rings true, right? Is like, yes, the coaching is great, the community is great, the course material is great, but you actually have to show up yourself. Vincent has to show up and actually be willing to be coached and to be curious. So kudos to you for being, one of the students that are able to do that. And you show up to a majority of the calls, right? And even though that you're 3 hours behind, it's 9 a.m. for you, the calls.
Yeah,
most
of the times, man, on the calls, unless I'm like really deep on like in a project with a family, most of the calls I got my earbud in and I'm working at the same time. So it's like, I'll just tell my guys is like, look, I'm on a conference call right now, which is very common. And, it's a personal development conference at work. And I can guarantee you, I'm the only person doing that. I'm the only person looking at myself and going like, yo, Vincent, you could have done this better today. Like telling that to myself, like, why were you lazy on this aspect? Like, you got to wake up at 5 a.m. and you gotta have your lead list ready, and you gotta crush it, dude. That's what you gotta do. Because the only one that's gonna hold you accountable is you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely like being involved and not having a victim mentality. It's having a hunter mentality of like, yo, I don't know where it's gonna be, but I know I'm gonna find it. That's where I go about it every single day. Like win the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally what the Tuesday call is all about, right? It's all about mindset. It's not even truly sales. It's more so like how you operate as an individual. That's my favorite call, as you probably know. I look forward to that call every single week. But so you've been consistent, you've been active, you've been putting in the reps. I know we placed you with an offer. How is everything going there?
The offer is great, man. The first offer for me, even like I learned so much out of that. And I'm very grateful to the whole process that you guys have set up with the player card and like the pre-interview and then the opportunities. And like it was funny too, because that day both you and Jake came to me and you're like, yo, I got something for you. And then you hit me up. You're like, hey, man, I got something for you too. I was like, oh, man, you know what? I'm going to show up to both interviews. I'm
Yeah.
just going to do it, man. And then it actually ended up working out because, unfortunately, I do have to be a part-time SDR right now until I can replace my income. That's really my ultimate goal, is to fully replace my income and exceed that, to be in remote sales full-time. Like that was my goal from the start here. So the other opportunity really needed me to be on at least 7 and 9 hours a day. And I was like, hey man, this is a great offer. Like, I really know that you're going to find someone that's going to work for, but I took this other part-time offer because not only do I have a background in data, just as like, I would say almost like a hobby, but really as one of my research passions, is like distributed ledger technology and data solutions, and like correlation between systems. I know that seems like really off the wall, but I know a little bit about that, so it's just like a perfect fit, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, some of my most favorite part about being on that team is like I mentioned earlier, is just how are we going to more strongly develop the pipeline and use the best tools available, and then prop each other up so we can get these leads in, provide them with value, get them on the demo, which is where I get paid, and then hopefully close them and retain them as a client. So that's the whole game right there, right? I'm gamifying this entire experience. And in a way, just like with the reason I've been so involved with like kitchen operations for so long, is like that intensity and that unpredictability is actually something that fuels my input to want to do more and do better, right?
Love it, dude. And like, that's kind of what our role is, right? It's not like we just post opportunities in Slack and then everyone applies and hope for the best. It's much more of a individual placement process. Like, hey, this opportunity sounds really good for Vincent. Let's put that on Vincent's radar, right? So couldn't be happier to hear everything that's working out there. Yeah. They were great to work with on the front end, and super excited to have you work with them on the back end. But if someone is watching this video, maybe they're in a similar situation that you were before joining, what would be, I guess, some words of advice or encouragement for that type of person watching this?
Yeah, definitely. What I would say is try to envision how you would feel being able to have a remote sales position that you would be interested in and passionate about, and then also would pay you for the time that you're able to put into it. And don't give up because those self-limiting thoughts are really going to, that'll be your worst destruction, is when you purposefully put yourself down or say this isn't working. Because let's be real, you're not going to be a pro if you're coming into a program like this. You need to put yourself in the mindset of the student, and you need to humble yourself and receive what is being provided to you, because there's a lot of other programs that do not have that one-on-one. Like it's honestly a very high touch program where I can feel comfortable talking to you or sending you a DM, where if you were in another group that was like thousands of people, like you probably wouldn't even get responded to. You know what I'm saying? So that value in itself of, I can legit get an answer to my question like that, at least in 24 hours, like that right there should boost you up enough to want to be involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we take pride in that. Me and Jake were actually just on a call before this, and we were training another person inside the company, and they're like, Jake was like, yeah, don't do what Dylan does and just like schizo mode respond to things at like immediately all hours of the day. So I'm glad it goes.
It's okay to put boundaries, man. It's like, hey, look, I'm available. I have to do that with my team sometime too. It's like they want to ask me like, hey, you got a minute? And that's the thing, that's the whole like cold call thing. You got to be aware of that balance, right? You can't, if it's a bad time for them, you got to respect that and then hit them when they're good. And part of the value add of being in remote sales is like, Dylan, I know you like to go golf. So it's like, you got to put in those time blocks. You got to put in those time blocks and be like, hey, I am only available from this time to this time, but when I am available, like I got you, so and that's cool. Those boundaries are respectable. That's what everyone should have.
Absolutely. Yeah. My Friday morning golf is pretty sacred.
Yeah, man. I saw you the other, you're trying to hit that. I know you're going to hit that 300 yard. You're going to do it.
I've been putting in the hours. Luckily the sun doesn't go down until like 8 o'clock here, so I can get out to the range some nights. But cool, dude. I know I don't want to take away from your busy schedule. If someone is in the food service industry and is possibly looking for you, or just wants to connect with you, someone might be interested in joining the program and they just want to have a conversation with you, how would people be able to find you and follow you?
Yeah, definitely. So I have kind of a funny Twitter handle. It's Vin Pew Pew. So VIN PEW. That's my Twitter handle. And I do a bunch of random stuff on there. But mostly it's like affiliate based, but sometimes snarky commentary. So it's a good mix. And then I don't really have any other channels other than that. But definitely you could reach me in the SDR school program that you have, that the free school community. So I'm available on there. I'm sure you could probably put a link in the video. And
absolutely.
As far as the tie-in with the food service, I would be more than open to doing some food service consulting, because I have done some private chefing in the past. I'm very customer focused, and if anyone's interested in transitioning out from the culinary field or the hospitality field, and you have had that one-on-one customer interaction, you're looking to get into remote sales, then I could definitely work with you, Dylan, to get them transitioned into the program. So definitely open to that.
Yeah. Well, if I'm in the area, you might have to I might stop by, have you cook me a meal.
Oh yeah, man. Just buy the food. We'll cook it up.
Sounds good to me, brother.
We'll have to come out to Florida someday.
Dude, do it. Doors are always open, brother. Well, I appreciate your time. Great having a chat with you. And if you're watching this, hit that like and subscribe.
All right. Catch you later.